Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to go through my concept today, a little brain dump on the no excuses pistol. Not saying that your no excuses pistol has to be what mine is. I just wanted to talk through kind of the concept of having a no excuses pistol, and then why kind of I chose the Walther PDP with this ACRO as mine. So have the holster here for it. We can talk about that a little bit. I'll probably do a separate review, like really going in detail on the PDP. But mainly just wanted to talk about this concept I've come to the conclusion on that I think is helpful for everyday carry mindset as you get into the gun hobby. So we are clear. You're just going to have to believe me on that. But yeah. So basically, I went through kind of the long gun journey that probably a lot of you have, where you get into guns. There's a lot of different pistols out there in the world. One problem is you don't necessarily know what you like, so you want to try a bunch of different things. And you end up with a bunch of different guns and not really one that you're settled on that's like, this is a handgun I'm going to train with, carry, etc. What I found is over the years, I've honestly sold off a lot of guns, and I've come to this conclusion that I want to be more of a minimalist. If I'm going to own 2 or 3 pistols, I would rather them all be the exact same pistol, and just make sure I'm consistent in training. And this, before I get too far into this is from the idea of wanting to be proficient with my everyday carry, okay? If you're a collector or you enjoy going to the range and trying different guns and comparing them, like, it's America, that's awesome, go do that. But for me, limited budget, like I only have so much money I'm going to spend on guns. And so does it make sense to have 5 different guns with different manuals of arms that take different magazines, that have different grip angles? Some have safety, some are double action, single action, some are striker fired. Or does it make sense to take that same amount of money I would have spent on those, pick a platform like this, one that can be shot at a high level? That's one of my criteria for a no excuses pistol. And then buy duplicates. So I have this, I have one for training, one for carry. If this goes down or something happens, I have a backup, or parts interchangeability. So that's what kind of my thought process was getting into this. Why I chose the Walther PDP and why I call this, like, for me, a good no excuses pistol is I've seen, and you've probably seen too, there's guys on YouTube that shoot this pistol at a very high level. So I'm talking about Joel Park, Nick Young, Ben Steger, Professor Kim, and so on and so forth. A lot of guys use these in competitions. So I watch that and I see, like, okay, this pistol is capable of shooting way better than I could ever drive it. So basically, if I ever have a problem, it's on me. Like, it's just, it's a way to take ownership, I guess, of not blaming the gun, which is maybe something I did early on. Is I was very nitpicky and like, oh, well, this grip's not 100% perfect, or like with the PDP, a lot of times people say, oh, it's too snappy. Like, there's always going to be some sort of reason that your pistol is maybe not perfect. You just have to remind yourself, like, there's guys that are shooting these way better than you'll ever be able to shoot it. So this gun is not capping my success. The ceiling is very high. I doubt I will ever shoot enough to get to a point where I've outgrown this. I know there's some guys that maybe get to a point where now it's time to upgrade to a 2011. If you plan to shoot, 20,000 rounds a year or more, and you don't work full time and you have it like that, and you think there might be a chance that you outgrow this pistol, then maybe start at a 2011. I don't know. I just know for me, how much I shoot, how much I dry fire, probably not going to be a point in time where I'm better than what this pistol has to offer. So that's one major reason I call it a no excuses pistol. If I can't shoot this well, it's on me. It's not on the gun. These are very proven to be reliable. They don't have a lot of problems. A lot of people speak highly of them. I enjoy shooting this. So yeah, that's kind of one part of the mindset there. And this isn't just for the Walther PDP. I think, vet your carry gun. We all know the brands that we can trust out there. Sig Sauer not being one of them, I would say, for the P320 at least. But yeah, basically, your no excuses pistol could be a Walther, it could be a Glock, could be a Smith & Wesson, could be an HK, but pick a platform that I think, one, it's capable of being shot at a high level, and if there's issues, it's probably on you, not on the gun. And then I wanted to pick a platform that I could find holsters easily for, that I could find mags at any gun store for, and also that I'd be able to run backup irons and a red dot. That's important to me. And then the other criteria was that it's at a price point where if I, needed to, or if I wanted to, I could reasonably buy 2 or 3 of these. So my favorite guns ever are HK USPs. But when you start looking at the base price of an HK USP, and then you figure an extra $500 to do an optics cut, and then you add the optic, and then you got to get a holster from a specialty holster manufacturer. There's only a few people. If you want to run a light on it, you have to get a Mr. 9 rail. That's an extra hundo. There's just, by the time it's all said and done on that one setup, you're probably over 2 G's, which is crazy. So the Walther PDP is actually very affordable. So you can get the base model of this for a good price. And yeah, I like the idea of something that I could buy 2 of instead of stretching myself thin for one and then I only have the one. So your mileage may vary. Obviously, everybody's different financially, which is fine. If you have it like that to go pimp out a few USPs or 2011s, whatever it is, like, do that. Just my thing is pick something and stick to it, and then have the mindset of, down the road, your next gun is not going to be a different gun. If you actually care about training and you want to take it seriously, your next gun is a duplicate of the gun you chose. And the gun after that might even be a duplicate of that. I love the idea of I can stock up on magazines. I mean, I think this is something that, watching the Concrete Cowboy channel, he's a big fan of. He's chosen the Smith & Wesson M&P series as his, no excuses pistol, I would say. He probably has a ton of mags for it. Holsters work for all of his guns, one holster setup, interchangeability. Like, I'm sure his range days are very efficient, and then he's getting reps on the gun that he actually carries, even when he's training with different guns, or even if they're slightly different, like a full size or a compact, it's going to be similar. So yeah, one other reason, like I said, why I chose this is I wanted iron sights that we're able to co-witness with a red dot. I really like that the red dot is directly mounted to the slide, so I don't have any screws or plates going into the slide. It's just the one screw for the ACRO right there. So I like the simplicity of that. I'm big on just, if I can minimalize something, so not have to worry about an optics plate, I'm going to do that. I realize I also just said minimalize. I believe that term is minimize. Anyways, these are just one-take videos. I don't like editing. I'm not good at editing. And this channel is more so just a place for me to kind of do these brain dumps and talk to you guys about my thoughts. I'm not looking to be the next big gun YouTuber. I just kind of want to find people that I can have conversations like this with. So I'll be down in the comments. If anybody does watch this video, please comment your thoughts. I'm sure there's going to be something that I missed, or later on today I'm like, oh, I wish I would have said that. So I may make a follow-up video. But yeah, for right now, I just wanted to get my thoughts out on that. No excuses pistol, something that you can shoot at a high level. Blame yourself, not the gun. Something that's readily available, affordable, something that you could buy multiple of if you wanted to or plan to save for. Something that It's not too much work to get a red dot on. Like I said, the HK USBs, absolutely love those. The amount of work and time and figuring out things with a red dot, that's tricky on those. So yeah, basically with this gun, I can train with this, and there's no excuse on why I can't be proficient. At the end of the day, it's not a perfect pistol, but I don't think that exists. There's pros and cons with every platform, and you just have to realize that. So with that said, I'll probably cut off the video right now. I think it's been about 10 minutes. If you've watched all the way through, I honestly really appreciate it. It's pretty fun to have a YouTube channel and just throw stuff out there and talk with you guys in the comments. So until next time, peace.